Warning: the following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. And that's only the start of it. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming, unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. There we go. So hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of the EgoWorks live stream. I guess that should be the official title of this, but you know, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's like, look, I've been doing this for 3 years now. It's like, if I haven't figured it out by now, I'm never going to figure it out. So that's okay. So yeah, so welcome everybody to my live stream. Today we're going to be doing something a little different today. I was speaking on on my last live stream my last live stream on how I wanted to do some live sketching, more to kind of like just practice on screen, because it's like I was saying, I had like all these, I wanted to practice, drawing hands and whatnot. And some of you actually liked the idea of being able to like follow along and just practice yourself if you needed to. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So before we get started though, hold on, let me see who is. Oh, hey Joe. Hello, Joe. Who gets hands laid upon them as a drawing reference? Unfortunately, live doodle making. Well, hey, it's like, no, we're really going to be yeah, technically we are going to be doodling. But I'll show you in a minute. And yes, I see you, my beautiful eyeball people watching me from regions beyond. Thank you so much for coming. If you're watching from Facebook, come on over to YouTube, join the join sexy Joe in the chat. Keep him company, keep Joe company. So yeah, and while you're here, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my shows go live. But let me hold on. Let me just find all my stuff here, and I guess let me give you the official intro. Hi everyone, my name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
You really want to know my process?
Absolutely.
Usually starts with a holla and ends with a creamsicle.
And then if there's time in between, Thundercats. Ho!
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter in about 2 weeks with the release of the brand new story arc, Tears of the Mother, which is a direct continuation of the Thieves Quest story arc. It's a re-release of issues 1 through 5, plus the brand new issue 6. So make sure you hit the link that's in the show notes and sign up for the campaign so that you get notified when it goes live on April 8th. April 8th. Yeah, so yeah, we're making it official. So the campaign will be launching April 8th. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy drama, EGORAVEN, which, again, I'd like to thank everybody who supported the issue 8 campaign. Everybody should have gotten their books by now, although the only people missing are the people who ordered the sketch covers. So I will be working on that. I will be working on that in the next couple of weeks, I have a bunch of them. So starting today, essentially, I will be working on the sketch covers. So hopefully by mid-April, I'll be able to have everybody accounted for this campaign. Maybe I'll even sketch one of the covers today on the show. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern on the Indie Comics Network, the show where we talk about pretty much everything related to, even tangentially related to indie comics, especially my experience with dealing with indie comics and doing indie comics and all that fun stuff. So join us every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Like I said, on the Indie Comics Network. But in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, and Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel here at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, like I said, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any of my shows go live. So thank you so much. So yeah, so I don't know. It's like I said, it's like I've been pretty restless when it's been when like I've been working nonstop essentially. I think I've been sitting in this chair so long I have to buy a new cushion for it. It's it's like it's not as comfortable as it was before, but or either that or maybe I shouldn't be sitting for so long, right? That would help too. Maybe I should, finally get back to working out like I keep saying it on every stream that I should be doing, but I'm not. But hey, that's how it goes, right? So yeah, for those of you keeping up, I just started, I just completed the first penciling and lettering the first 8 pages of EGORAVEN issue 12. So I have the first 8 pages done. So at least kind of to get this issue started. So it is the last issue for volume 3 of EGORAVEN Heir of the First Unicorn. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish penciling and lettering before the end of the month, because I do have so much other stuff that I have to finish. I have 2 commissions I have to finish, and I have all these sketch covers I have to do. But I figure as long as I get the entire series done by if I get the entire series done by this year, just essentially, as long as I finish it this year, we should be okay. My goal is to have EGORAVEN completed, penciling and lettering by the summer, or at least midsummer. And I think so far, I think I can do that, and I'm still on track for that, even with slowing down a bit on issue 12. So at least that that's still, I think that'll still work out with my schedule. I gave myself enough leeway, leeway or grace to be able to finish that. And then the other thing, let me see. I just finished, in terms of the novelization, if also you're keeping track of that. I just finished the novelization for issue 8. So right now, the novelization is equal to, it's neck and neck with the comic book itself. So so I'm kind of like, so at least that's going to be a little bit on a pause until I get the penciling done, and then I get to go back, because for the I said that already. Jesus, these verbal tics. So when it comes to the novelization, I gave myself one rule, that I would not outpace the comics. So it's like, so issue 8 is what's out. So issue 8 was where the novelization stops until I finish issue 9, and then I'll do the novelization for that. I don't want to end up with the George R.R. Martin situation where like another medium outpaces the original medium that his story was being told in. So the comics are always going to come first because of that. So, well, that is why I made that rule, because it's like I always want the comics to come first, and that's what I'm doing. It's like, because in the end, it's like I want the comic and the novel to exist at the same time and be paced at the same time, so that I'm not showing preference for one or the other. Although I do have to admit, though, I did kind of skip ahead on another chapter, but technically it's not really skipping ahead, because I had written that scene out a long time ago, and I was just putting it in the place where it belongs. So, oh, hello, Anime Fox dude. It's okay. Anime does it all the time. Yes, exactly. Where the anime will always outpace the manga or vice versa, right? But like I said, it's like that was the rule that I gave myself. So, which is good, because I think that it just allows me, it keeps me from burning out on one thing or another. So yeah, like I said, so right now I'm working on sketching issue 12. So hopefully I'll have that done in a couple of weeks. So let's see. So what else is going? So yeah, so like I said, I have the sketch covers. I have let's see, I have 2 commissions I have to finish, which I feel like an ass, because it's like I've had this cover. I'm doing an issue 4 cover for Rob Multari's Snowball, and I've had this cover for like 2 weeks already, I think. And just like for some reason, it feels like I hit a brick wall in just working on it. And it's like, but it's almost done. That's the stupid thing. So it's like, okay, let me try to do these other things first, and then I'll come back to it. So it's a good thing that this is for issue 4. So that's for much later. It's like, it's not like I needed it for this campaign, which, oh, by the way, for those of you who, oh, actually, let me see if I can, oh, did I? I think I might have. Okay, let me find uh well, you know what? I'll put it in the links in the links below later. So Rob Multari's Snowpaw is on Kickstarter right now. I think it's in its last couple of days on Kickstarter. Actually, it's in the hours right now. So if you want to check out Snowpaw, a Scottish werewolf fantasy type of story, I did have artwork available on the campaign, but I think that special is expired right now. But if you want to make sure that I don't know, you pick up all the previous issues, so when my issue 4 comes out, it'll all come together. Support the campaign right now. Well, not right now. Just it's in the it's on its final hours. Probably like 2 more days, I think, on Kickstarter. So check that out. Oh my goodness. It's like you would think I haven't done this before. But okay. So yeah, so you know what? It's like I was originally going to do something else after the whole like warm up thing, but Joe had mentioned live doodle making, and that kind of gave me an idea. So so you know what? Usually I wait, and I kind of like, I don't know, like I kind of give everybody about a half hour to come on in, to get all the notifications and whatnot. But you know what? I think I might as well just get a little started on this. So okay, so this is what, okay, so as you can see, so this is what I'm planning on doing today. So let me just switch over here. Okay. So this website, this website is Line of Action. The link is in the show notes if you want to follow along. So this is a website that was recommended on Twitter, and it is kind of like a artistic exercise. If you can't make it to actual like live drawing classes, or you don't have anything like that near you, this is probably the closest thing that that you can get online, or at least that's it was highly recommended. So as you can see, you have like different types of options for you to practice, and it's set up kind of like you can set it up so that you can I guess like kind of imitate a class experience. Oh, hello. Hello. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Um welcome from Twitch, everybody. Thank you. Welcome from Twitch. So in this particular case, right? So we're going to be doing hands and feet. Well, actually, we're just going to be drawing hands today because I was especially annoyed with my, I don't know, with just like not being able to really get it right. So I just said, you know what? Let's do something live, right? So, okay, so like I said, this website is called Line of Action. The link is in the show notes. And today we are going to go into the hands and feet section, right? And here, right. So in here, this is where you can kind of like set up how you want these photos. Now they use photos, but again, it's imitating kind of like a class setting, right? So okay, so what do you want to draw? So it's like, okay, so we just want to draw hands. So we're just gonna click hands here. Let's see. So gender, both, because it doesn't really matter to me right now. It's like I think like my biggest issue with drawing hands is just kind of like keeping the shapes consistent. So like the basic shapes consistent. Like it doesn't matter if it's a male hand or a female hand. That's kind of thing that comes later. It's like I just want to like practice just getting the shape of the hand consistent, right? So what kind of session? Let's see. So they have all the same length. They're class mode. Okay, so classes warm you up with quick gesture drawings, then ease you into longer poses. They include built-in break times. Okay, I'm not going to do that, right? So let's leave it all at the same length. Considering that we're doing this on the stream. Okay, so now this is the part that I wasn't really sure. So let's see. So what time interval between when they switch photos? So let's go with 2 minutes because I don't want to fuss. So this is what I'm okay. So it's like if you're joining along, right? If you're joining along with this, right? So what we're gonna do is it's going to pop up pictures for 2 minutes as we have it set here, and then every 2 minutes it's going to switch out images, and what we're going to do is we're just going to draw them. I don't want to do any drawing that's fussy. Okay, so that's kind of the thing. It's like I just kind of want to get like very gestural drawings, just worry more about shapes than actual details. So I don't want it to be too fast, but I don't want it to take too long either. Just enough so that I can like get shapes down. So this isn't, yeah, so we're not going to be worried about details here. So okay, so let me see. So once we start, so I'm going to probably let the first couple of images go through just so we can kind of get a sense of how this is going to look. So okay, so all right, so we're going to click get drawing, right? So that's the first photo that comes up. So for those of you who just want to go ahead and start sketching this, oh hey, a friend. Hey, friend. So if you want to like go ahead and start sketching that, please feel free to go ahead. Let me see. So let me just, how am I going to do this? Okay. So I was kind of trying to set this up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to switch my cameras. Okay. Oh, okay. So there. Okay. So we got that. And we're going to put that there. Okay. All right. So here is here's the first image. I just want to make sure I have everything set up. So here is the website as it's so that way you guys can see it and I can kind of see it too, even though I have it on my Cintiq, right? I really do. I haven't like done traditional drawing for so long, because I was drawing on this Cintiq, that I'm realizing moving to my drawing table is kind of like, oh, I should adjust my setup a bit. So what I'm going to do is, okay, so I'm going to bring my camera over here so that, okay, so there's the man of the hour. So, so what we're going to do now, here's the thing too, right? So I have my sketchbook here, and for myself, you don't have to do this if you don't want, but for myself, I am going to be using, I'm going to be using a gel pen for this, or just a pen in general, right? I'm kind of throwing myself back to when I was back in school, right? And they made us go to museums, and for some, I don't know whether they were recommending to sketch with a ballpoint pen, or I just figured it was just because it was one tool, right? Because by sketching with a ballpoint pen, you're removing as much option as possible. Hey Jake. Oh, by the way, before we get started, so we have Jake and we have Joe. Oh, you know what that means.
I don't know who it is, but it probably is for Hogwarts guys. I asked my friend Joe, I asked my friend Jake. They said it was for Hogwarts guys.
Oh my goodness. Did that? It looked awful. First, I guess my processor is just freaking out, but I'm pretty sure it played correctly on screen. But you know what? We'll take it. So that's why I'm not drawing this on my Cintiq, because I want to remove as much options as possible that would tempt me to get fussy. So what I'm doing is I'm doing traditional in a sketch pad, but with a pen, because in that way it's like whatever line I put down, that's the line I put down. That's it. There is no, even if it looks bad, that's how it's going to stay. The idea is kind of just like, so okay, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to keep talking until the next image pops up, right? Or actually, so like I said, I just want to kind of like like get used to what the shapes are, because that's always throwing me off, right? So okay, so obviously we're going to move on. So actually that's kind of similar to this, it's kind of similar to the previous one, but we're just going to keep going. So yeah, so here is supposed to be the knuckles, right? And then it's like, and then the thumb always kind of gets me, because it's like, because the thumb has only pretty much the one joint, right? And then the hair right here, wait, here, and I ran out of hand. Look at that. See, that's what I'm talking about. So, and then, okay, so that's kind of like the first digit. And already I can see how I'm kind of like screwing this up. But that's kind of, okay, so that's the knuckles. So 1, 2, right? So, and then there's that, and then kind of I know this theoretically. You know what I mean? Like that, I know this theoretically, but I just don't practice enough. That's, you would think that something you would look, that you see every day, right? would be easier. Oh, okay. So here's, oh boy. Okay, so here is, okay. Yeah, these, okay, so all right, so okay, because again, it's like, so here is where the knuckles should be, right? Like this one already is throwing me off. So, all right, so, oh, so Jake said the, oh, okay. I'm a big Bic lover, the pen. I always keep a few near my hand in case. Hey, wait a minute. So actually, look, I got this. Okay, so you see, I got this hand all wrong. I got this hand all wrong. Like I'm imagining something else here. Maybe, okay, so maybe if I had done this instead, right? It's like maybe I just needed to put, like, even though you don't see the thumb, maybe that's what was throwing me off. And then, all right, and then it's like, oh my God, this one's awful. This one's real. This pose is throwing me off. Like it looks like the hand is kind of like, the fingers go like this, right? Oh my God, that's awful. No, that's straight. So it looks, oh, this is, you know, something like that. I mean, this is not, yeah. Yeah, that, okay, so there we go. Okay, so let's switch off to the next one. Okay, so at least, let's see. You see, and sometimes you would think, right, that tracing would make it easier, which, yeah, it's like, sure, I could, you know, I probably could just trace and just call it a day. But even then, there are like, there's some things that I think, oh, hello, Pulse Nation, hey, everybody from Twitch. There we go. Our raids like this comment on Twitch. Well, Visenia is always sending raids to mine. So, hello, everyone. Hello. I guess Vest just finished her stream. I guess, oh my God, this is looking awful too. Oh my goodness. You know, but I'm telling you, this is the reason why it's like, I just really like felt the need to, like, you know what? I really should be sketching like this more often, because oh, hey Miss, you know, because it, oh my God, it's like, I don't know, it just, look, it's a lot better when you know what you're doing. You know, and you know, I was watching this video about how the person, oh my God, this is a tough one. It has a shoe in it and everything. Okay. So hey, Vess. Okay, so all right, so let's okay. What was he saying? Like, he was talking about this guy was talking about like spending a year just practicing one thing. And I go, honey, I don't have time to spend a year just practicing hands. You know, I need to practice everything, right? So he was talking about how the reason why that you know, like we feel like we struggle in certain things It's because we didn't we didn't practice enough for our brain to pretty much turn it into muscle memory. And the only way to, like, you hear the whole thing about the 10,000 hours, right? What? You hear the thing about 10,000 hours. And, we were talking last time, right, about very deliberate, what is it? Very deliberate practice. Jake says, I noticed how you copy by doing wrist movements while looking at the ref. You know what? I'm not even kind of conscious about that. I'm just trying to I don't know, just kind of oh, this is awful. This is awful. And I mean, it just goes to show you how much, oh my, you see, I didn't even make it through this let's see. So okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay, maybe this. Okay. And then I mean, I think that these sketches just go to show you how much fixing up I have to do to my pieces to make them look right. Michael, don't be jealous. Draw the hands. Draw the hands. Just draw it. You don't need to be jealous. But also, so yeah, so I think it just goes to show you just how much, oh yeah, it's I have to really clean up, my work just to get, before they even get to the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see. Okay. How much I have to fix this. Yes, Vess, I am drawing the hands. I figure I'll just keep going until the page is filled up. Let's see. Man, these are really sucking. These are really sucking. Don't you usually draw don't you draw usually 4-digit hands? No, actually, I don't. The only character that has odd digit hands is EGORAVEN. It's because let's see, she's the only one with 3 hands, 3 fingers. 3 hands, 3 fingers. So she has 6 fingers in total. She has 3. Yeah, she has hands. So everybody else has regular hands. Even in Tall Tales, all the characters have regular hands. Oh, hello, Oni. Hello. Are you drawing too? Because we're practicing today. We are doing some real people practicing today. Also, it's I think on a certain level, I think it is important for people who are watching that they get this opportunity to see just how much I struggle, how much I struggle with this. Because I think it's very easy, to kind of think that, oh yeah, that it is easy. But it's like the phrase that I don't remember who said it, but it's a master is someone who's only been doing it longer than you. Oh, there we go, Keeman. Yeah, everybody draw hands. Everybody draw these hands. Yeah, so a master is somebody who's only been doing it longer than you. And and I think that, oh boy, and I think that it's important to also see when obviously artwork goes very wrong, you know, that it's not easy all the time, you know. Okay. You know, yeah, I mean, really, it's like, actually, it's like, oh, that's what I forgot. I forgot to put the music. Hold on. There. Yeah, because the thing that kind of, let's see, because the thing that kind of throws me off is the knuckle, like how, actually, it's the whole thing that, but I don't know. I keep tending to focus like the knuckles, like, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you would think that that would be like they're the anchor points of the. So you would think that the knuckles would make it easier, but hmm, okay, that okay. This doesn't look like anything. This okay. Let me try this again. Let me try this again. So. So, like, okay, so we have, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we have the knuckles here, right? So, what is it that I'm not getting with this? What is it that I'm not getting with this? You know, it's like that's the thing that I don't understand. It's like technically everything just, oh, okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so we're gonna do, all right. It's like, I don't know. It's like I think that once I have an anchor point, I don't know, and then it's like it doesn't work as an anchor point. You know? Um okay. Let's see. Uh, oh, that looks horrible. That looks horrible. It doesn't even. What the heck was I doing? This doesn't even look like anything. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Right. Okay, so let's say these are supposed to be here, right? So no. That's not it. That's not it either. Hold on. No, that's not it either. Okay. All right. So we'll oh my god. These, I don't know what is it with these folded hands that are these don't even look, I mean, it's like god, it's like it's not even looking like anything. Let's see. Jake says, I find that the palm steers the direction for how the rest of the hand looks and feels. The palm. Yeah, you would think that maybe that, yeah, right. So like here, right? Okay, so we got, here, and then we got this, right? We got this shape here. Right? And then okay, so here we have the thumb again, right? Right. Okay, 1, 2. And I think what's throwing me off too is like the extra folds in the hand, because it's like, okay, so this is obviously where, okay, because 1, 2, 3, that should be where the knuckles are, right? So here we have 1, 2, 3, right? And then here we have 1, 2, 3, right? And then, but okay, and also what doesn't help here on the reference is that you don't see the 5th finger, right? I'm not seeing the 5th. Well, I mean, it's like, I guess technically it would be over here. But in the photo, okay, Patrick is saying, well, they're looking way better than the ones I just asked Dolly to create. Well, you know, hey, the only difference is that, you know, I'm trying to understand what, you know, how this is supposed to work. But you know what? I kind of wonder, do you think that, like all these AI programs, like, oh, that doesn't look like anything. So that they have problems with hands because it's aggregating every artist's problems with hands. It's like, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's look at the, okay, so hit knuckles. Let's put the knuckles in, right? So these is, okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And then here we have the bit that comes out, right? And then, okay, so then we have, and then we have 1, let's put in the knuckles, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so, and then, okay, so now we're gonna go to the other knuckle. Right, so what? Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, I did it wrong. Okay, I just confused myself. Oh, hey, Nicholas. Well, I'm glad you're finding this useful. I'm glad you're finding this useful, because I think I'm just confusing myself even more. You know, it's like, okay, so the thing that I have to keep remembering, right? Okay, so right, okay, so we have, okay, so let's make up something here, right? So we have, okay, so we have the palm, right? Right, and then we have that fleshy bit right here, right? Kind of, right? My hand doesn't even look anything like this. Why am I even, you know? And then, right? So then it's like, okay, so then the hand, right? So you kind of figure hands go up and then they go down like this, right? So let's say it's kind of like a mitten, right? Oh, how coincidentally, that's the I was sitting on my hand. That's why it's all wrinkly like that. So let's see. So yeah, so if we were to think about it as a mitten, right? It's like, so it would be kind of like this. And then it would kind of like creep up like this, right? And it's like every finger gets divided into 3, right? 1, 2, and then there we go. 1, 2, and then it's like that, right? Except the knuckles here kind of like, we're getting closer, but that's still not it. You know, especially since I'm drawing the that's the right hand, you know, and I'm drawing the left hand. So, okay, let's try that again. Right? So we have this shape, right? kind of, right? And then it's like you have the mitten part, right? Ah, okay. So, all right. Well, you know what? Go ahead. You can go, guys. Can go ahead and draw. I'm gonna try to figure this out over here. So, okay. So we have this, and then we have. Let's see. So the part of the thumb is always going to be a little, fleshier, right? Than this part, right? So we're gonna have, and then we're gonna do that. The thumb right there. Although, look, okay. So, say, what's funny? It's like, no, I should be drawing this fist, because fists are the thing that I always get goofed on for, because it's like they're all wacky the way I draw this stuff, right? So, because what I keep having problems drawing, especially when drawing a fist, is the way the fingers fold, right? And this is looking absolutely horrific, right? But it's like, giving a sense of the fingers actually folding right here, right? So here you have the knuckles, right? And that looks absolutely horrible. Oh, it's like, so Patrick says, but as it was pointed out long ago in the 70s movies, Westworld, the complexity of hands is almost impossible to duplicate without causing uncanniness from the slightest of norm deviation. Oh, the whole uncanny valley, right? Actually, I think it's like what, like the hands, and I think it's the mouth. I think. Oh, because especially when you see a lot of CGI, they always have problems, like with the lips too, like around here, and that's where they kind of get into weird uncanny valley. And then it's like, okay, so let's do that. Okay, so what is this? Okay, so okay, so we have this, right? And again, we're going to divide them into 3. 1, 2, right? Actually, I should have gone this way, right? Divide them into 3, right? And then the next one, I don't know. It's oh my God. It's maybe I just have to try to like resist the urge to just draw like sausages. And just chop them into 3s. I mean, because it's like, what is this? What am I doing here? It doesn't look anything like the picture, That doesn't look like anything. What is that? What is it? That's oh my God, what am I doing here? That is awful. That is awful. That look at that. That is awful. What am I doing here? No. Let's try that again. Okay, so maybe if we do it like from this way. What am I even looking at? What am I? It's like, let's see. What, have you never done one in the subway? Done what? Kamehameha. What is that? I don't know. What is that, Jake? Oh, it's a bird. It's a bird. It's a bird. It's always a bird. That's a bird. No, that's not a bird. The other one was a bird. I only got half a bird. Dragon Ball. Oh! I know what you're talking about. Now. It's like, no, I have never done that on the subway. No. I'm not a Dragon Ball Z person. Although if you had said what was it, a Hayuken, the Street Fighter one, I would have understood that. That's kind of, that's kind of like, that move, was a Hayuken, right? Listen, it's like, yeah, it's vaguely remember Street Fighter, but definitely not Dragon Ball. But yet, no, we do not do that on the subway. Well, where was I? Oh yes. So, okay, where were we? We're gonna do another awful hand. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And oh. It that is, I mean, and here's the thing too. It's like, even with all my schooling and my degrees, in the end, the only thing that is going to fix all this is just constant practice. Okay, maybe that's a small mercy that it changed. I don't know. What's funny is that on the screen, they don't look that horrible, but on the paper, they're disgusting. This is like, how did I ever make a career out of this? But, what was I saying? Yeah, that it's like that in the end, it's like the only thing that can fix this is just more practice. Like, as dumb as these drawings look, the only way to fix it is to just keep doing it until they start sucking less. You guys don't, it's like you don't appreciate how vulnerable I am right now. How absolutely just letting you all see just how absolutely awful these sketches are. Like, I'm not even understanding how this is working. Wait, and that's the funny thing. I know. It's like, I think it's something that we're all in this together, right? I mean, at least. But also, like I said, it's like, that's the reason. Okay, Nicholas says there is enough change in our art when it's on the screen to make our artist lizard brain not realize we did that, so we can see how good things are. Yeah, I guess because it's like, looking it on the screen is different than me seeing it, and like, it's kind of like it. I don't know, like, it's kind of like it tricks the brain into thinking I'm seeing something different, I guess. Patrick says it will work out in the cleanup stages. Well, you see, that was the point, though, of me using this a pen instead of a pencil, because technically there is no cleanups. There is no cleanup stage, which is what I wanted, because, like I said, I didn't want to make. I didn't want to be fussy with it. It's like, look, it's like, this is just a sketch, that's it, and however it ends up looking, that's it. And look, I still think this is coming out horribly, so it's like, but like I said, oh my god, what is this? What am I doing here? What is this? Jesus Christ. But it's like that. This is why historically, the phrase costs an arm and a leg, right? Because drawing hands and drawing feet, artists used to charge extra in portraiture for to paint hands and feet. So that's where the phrase comes from. I mean, honestly, I'm not really sure that's where the phrase comes. I heard the story once and it sounded plausible, so of course I'm repeating it like it's true, but I have no idea if it's true. Let's see, what do we got here? Whoa, we got a guy. We got a full body guy. Well, now we got a partial body guy. But look, but this is what I'm telling you, right? Look at his hand right there, right? In the picture. If I were to trace that hand exactly the way it looks on the screen, people would definitely think that I didn't know how to draw. Because, it just looks it just looks like a stump. That's it. But that's what it looks like. Well, I mean, I don't know what's so special about Brie Larson's feet and toes, other than not only could I charge extra for it, but people would pay me extra for it. So it's like, so even though, I mean, really, it's like, okay, so we have that one, and then it just like, kind of like just disappears into a lump, like that's it. And it's like I said, if I were to trace that, why, it's like she has fungusy nails or something. It happens. It happens. It's the great equalizer. Toe fungus is the great equalizer. But yeah, because that was one of the things that I learned, that I kept learning in class, is that, why you're not supposed to trace photographs exactly, because I guess, like, because the way the camera flattens out everything and it warps the perspective. So, this was in terms of like tracing backgrounds, which I do anyway. I don't care. It's like, my backgrounds are wonky anyway. So, wow, this is okay. So, all right, so we're gonna put this here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so how is that gonna work? What? What was I saying? I know I was saying. Okay. Nicholas says it really looks like a lump. Draw it like a lump. If you think you may be heavily projecting negative responses, that by the majority aren't there. Well, that's true, because that's how it looks, right? That's how it looks. So, like, you ever see those pictures of those wonky houses in England? The ones that are like all twisted. And I've always said that if I ever traced those houses, people would think it's like I had a stroke, right? Because like, oh, what do the houses look like that? But that's how they look. And I was reading that the houses got all, this is awful. This is awful. That the houses look like that. The houses look like that because there was a certain point where I guess like, development was happening so quickly. I think like in the 12th, actually, yeah, probably around like the 14th century or something, or the 12th century. I don't know. One of those. It was really old and a long time ago. So instead of using like old growth, oh my God, this is gonna, no, instead of using like old growth lumber, which I guess is like is a different consistency, they were using a lot of new growth trees. They were chopping down new growth trees to make the timber for these houses. And what happened was that as the timber dried, it started warping. And then that's why the houses would all be like all wonky like that. Like, oh, like the entire house would be like this because that was because the timber that they used was too wet. It wasn't prepared properly because they just wanted to like there was, I guess it's like no matter what, there's always people taking shortcuts, right? This is what happens when they take shortcuts in construction. Even in the 12th century. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is no. What am I doing here? That's not. What? Because I don't want to draw the second hand because I'm trying to figure out where the fingers are actually folding. Oh my god, this is awful. This is awful. What is that? What is this? Let's see. Nicholas says old growth lumber is massively denser than new growth. Improperly dried lumber will seriously warp. Right. So that's what happened. So see that's what happened with those trees. So let's see. So okay, that doesn't look anything like the picture. What am I doing there? What am I doing there? Maybe it's the shadow that's throwing me off. No, that doesn't look anything like maybe I need to okay, so maybe let's see. No, that doesn't look anything like what's in the photo. Damn it. You know, trying to draw my drawing hand. Yeah, right. You know, I mean, yeah, because it's like, okay, so like, how would that? So okay, so we would start here, right? Like like if I draw my thumb, right, which already looks wrong, already, right? And I'm looking at it, you know, and it already looks wrong, and then we'll right. Right, if we put that, and then, okay, so here, maybe, no. Right? Like, oh my God, that looks, look, I have my hand in front of me, and I can't draw it. What the heck? Maybe I need, okay, so let's start a new page. Let's go to the other side. Let's go to the other side here. Okay. So, okay. So actually these are actually my more favorite type of fingers to draw. Like all like that. You know, but even then, oh my goodness. Oh, so what was I saying? What was I saying? You know. Right. So the only remedy for not knowing how to draw hands is to draw more hands. You know, in the end, it's like you know, like I said, I have, you know, I graduated from an art high school, went to an art college. Would it help if you worked backwards to start with an outline silhouette to fill in the details of the line? Well, you know, let's try that. Okay, so let's see. So how would I do that? So okay, so so you're talking more. Okay, so Patrick, what you're talking about is contour drawing, right? So what we want to do is we kind of like want to trace the image first, right? And then like, okay, so we have oh, look at that. I suck at that too. Hold on. Hold on. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. I don't know. Maybe okay, so all right, okay. So here's a different hand. Okay, so here's all right, so what if okay, so what? Yeah, maybe you think you're saying that I'm thinking too much about this, that I'm kind of like not just. I don't know. Oh, this looks horrible. What is this? What is okay? So this is not looking good, my friends. This is not looking good. Yeah, maybe we should skip the contour. Maybe we should just try to like, okay, let's try to figure out these shapes again. So here, okay, so here we have, it's kind of like a square, kind of like that, right? And then, yeah, but yeah, it's like, oh, that looks bad. That looks really bad. That is not looking good. I don't know what it's like. Okay, did my brain shut off since the last page? This is okay. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. Let's see. Okay, here. Okay, here. All right. Okay, so here. All right, so we have this. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we have this. Right? Hold on. Let me just think about this for a second. Let me just okay. So let's go back to the mitten, right? Let's go back to the mitten, right? So here, up, down, here, the tallest finger, here, and then here, right? Conceptually, that's correct. Conceptually, in theory, right? So okay, so we have. What do we have? We have a rectangle. We have another rectangle. We have this. Then we have the circle that brings in that shape. So, okay. So, what are we looking at? Okay. So, we have. This is more like a triangle, right? And then. Thumb. Okay. There's the thumb. A very shitty thumb. Oh my goodness. And then okay, that no. Okay, that's not okay. All right, what am I not getting here? What am I not getting here? That looks horrible. What is that? What am I Okay, let's go. Okay, let's. Okay, Nicholas, we are all like little kids trying to learn something new. You wouldn't berate a kid who was trying. Be gentler on yourself. I mean, I guess, yeah. You know, I mean, it's like we don't argue with a toddler for not walking properly, right? I mean, it's like, look, in the end, it's like, they're just, I just have to, a man's got to know his limitations, right? You know? Okay, so we have here. Okay, mitten. Maybe, okay, so if we have mitten, 1, 2, 3, okay. All right. Now, okay, how do we move this? How do we move this, right? So we're gonna go back. Okay, so okay, what if we were to apply it here? And then okay, so there's right. And then okay, so here's their thumb, right? Thumb, right? And then how would so say we have the mitten, right? So here's so say we have the mitten, right? Mitten. Here's the mitten, right? So it's like 1, 2, right? But okay, so let's say this is the first knuckle, and that's the second knuckle, right? So then, in theory, it would go like this, right? And then maybe this, and of course I had completely forgotten a finger, and this. Did that work? No, kind of worked. Kind of worked in theory, but not really. Not really. Not really. Doesn't look anything like the photo. What am I doing here? Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. So oh my god. You would think that the simplest ones would look you would think that these would be easy, but no, these are the hardest. These are the ones that always look wrong. These are the ones that always look wrong no matter what. Right. Oh. Let's see. No two-legged spawn of mine are gonna crawl like a beach turtle. I'm getting the helicopter because real parenting is back. Baby. No. The baby needs to learn how to walk. That's not. Oh my goodness. No, that doesn't look no, that doesn't look anything like. Hold on. I'm still kind of. Oh my goodness. Okay, so all right. So where were we? Okay, so all right. So okay. Again, all right. So circle, rectangle, right? Rectangle, right? Right? Okay. Maybe, right? And then right? Okay, so we're gonna do 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and I ran out of room. Why am I always running out of room for the fingers? Why am I always running out of room? Okay. So then, and then it's like, okay, and then 1, 2, and then this one comes out like this, 3, and then 4, right? And then 5. No, that does not. No, that still doesn't work. Let's see. Nicholas says the shapes are right, but you have a partial scaling proportioning issue at the middle area between the connecting joints. Yeah. It's like, I keep throwing myself off. Like, okay, because it's like, why? Okay, because it's like, okay, so, all right, so say we do, okay, sticking with the shape just to, right, because, let's see, okay, here, right? Then here, right? And then here, right? Here's our thumb, right? Here. Okay? Right? So here, 1, 2, okay, 1, 2, 3. No. Here. Okay, so here, 1. Okay, 2, 3. 4-ish. Again. Why do I keep this? Okay. Jake says, I have taken a bit back by the fact that Daphne is not drawing elongated hands like the Fujoshi drawing men. That's because my skill set is very limited, and I'm only surrounded by short, squat people. Yeah, plus you're trying to reference your hands proportions versus the models. Well, you see, the thing is, though, is like the reason why this website came highly recommended was because they used like average people in the images. Supposedly, I haven't really looked at everything. I guess like people upload their own photos. So, okay, let's, oh my God, this one is definitely going to look wrong. This one's definitely going to look wrong. You see, also, I think what keeps throwing me off too is that I'm trying to give static shapes to something that's not static. You know, because it's like, you know, you see the hand, you know, it squishes. You know, so it's like it's not always that rectangle shape. It's not always that other rectangle shape. It's not always that circle shape, right? So, you know, I'm trying to apply something static to something that's not static. Yeah, I'm not trying to clamp stuff. You know, so also you got to remember I got into the Fujoshi stuff very late in life. So you know, so I didn't develop the habits and the artistic tropes of the genre. So let's see. So I missed okay, so okay, what do we got here? Okay, another. Oh my God. Okay, so all right, so let's say we have this, right? And then, okay, how do we see this? Okay, how do we see this? Okay, here. All right, right, and then because here, right? Because in this one, right, there's almost like a diamond shape here, where the knuckle is, right? So. Right, and then it's like something like that. Okay, and I mean, you kind of see it theoretically. You kind of see it theoretically. You know? Look, the way I'm drawing, Patrick, the way I'm drawing these hands, I'm lucky YouTube isn't just taking this channel down thinking I'm drawing something else. Jesus Christ. So, yeah. No, because actually this looks like good. What is this? What is this? What am I drawing here? I don't know what I'm drawing here. So let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I don't know if I had mentioned Hands of Bob stream. Yes, exactly, Jake. I don't know if I mentioned this, but there was something that I had seen, I think it was on a reel or something, where this guy was explaining that the reason why, um, like once we accomplish something, it doesn't have the same oomph as when we're learning it, is because our brain releases dopamine, I think, as we're starting a task, but doesn't release it when we succeed at it. But it doesn't release it at the end of a task. Because I guess that's how that's how the brain like kind of like tricks you into practicing something, I guess, by giving you that hit while you're practicing something. And then it's like, and then once you hit the ending, like once you finally figure out, it's like, oh, this is what drawing a hand is like, or something, you know, or drawing a correct hand. It actually releases the least amount of dopamine at that point than it does during the process. Mining dopamine is key, you know, and you know, which is kind of funny because I don't know how accurate that is, because um because I don't know, it's like I kind of like, because there's this rush that I feel when something kind of clicks, you know, like when I kind of like figure out something. It's still wonky as shit, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, but like something just clicks, like in terms of like, oh, like a particular rule in perspective, um that all of a sudden that it's like, oh my god, it's like that's it, you know, it's like, look at how much better my stuff looks now because of this one stupid rule. Right? Yes, we're endorphin maxing. That's exactly what we're doing. Because it's like, wow, that's a rush. That's a rush, right? Like this is like, look, this is the one, like this is the thing that I remember very specifically, right? That I literally got, like, really, it was like a high when I realized what this was, right? So actually, I saw this, another artist had done this, right? But then I realized it was part of the Loomis method, which I had completely missed in the book. So then I went back, and then, so it's like, okay, so they were showing, right? So like perspective, right? So first what they did, right, was they showed like a little camera, right? So here's your camera, right? So here's person one, right? Like say they have like a little kid there, right? And then it's like, here's person back here, right? And then there's person, like they're standing in line, right? They're showing this, right? Right? And then so you have your camera here, right? So now if you look at it in perspective, this is what technically it looks like. So you have the first person here, right? Right? And then you have wherever their kid, whatever the smaller person is, right? And then the person behind them is here, right? And then you have the person that's farthest away here, right? And it's the same thing. It's like, as long as, if everyone is standing, right, all you have to do is just, and then all of a sudden everybody's in goddamn perspective. As long as their eyes line up on the horizon line, right? But of course, you know, like shorter people, you have to accommodate for them, right? But pretty much, if everyone is along the same line, on the horizon line, connected by their eyes, all of a sudden, everyone, you know, it's like all of a sudden, Everybody's in perspective. And it was such a dopamine hit when I realized that. And when I started doing it, how many times it actually works. You know, and I was just like, it was like this, just a very simple rule, you know, and it was just like, oh my God, like it all came together, right? It's like, so yeah, so now it's like when I draw a panel, I always try to, that's what I try to figure out, like the horizon line, and then establish the main character's eyes on that horizon line. So yeah, I got such a rush from that. You know, I mean, that's, you know, so that was one. And then it's like another one. This was a major one for me. It was so stupid. It was almost embarrassing that this kind of like, really, it took me this long to figure it out. Right. Now, of course, we're completely going by a generality here. So what's funny is that I kind of blame anime for this for me. Because I couldn't understand, because I'm here like drawing all my characters with the fucking anime chin, right? And I couldn't understand, like, how is it that it's like, you know, anime guys still look like anime guys, but they still have that anime pointy chin, but it's like it was never looking right for me, right? Until I figured this out. Until all of a sudden one day I was drawing, right? It's like, oh my God, it's like I have to draw this guy, but how do I do it? And then I did this. I fucking squared off his chin. And then it was like an epiphany. It was like the skies opened up. You know? It's like the skies opened up. That, and you know, that, and it's like what I realized, again, it's like probably it was something in the Loomis book that I missed. It just goes to show you that I really have to go through that thing page by page, right? So it's like, you know, it's like, so it's like guys are square, girls are round. And like I said, it was like an epiphany for me. And it's like, really? It took me this goddamn long to figure this out? You know? So, yeah, so that's kind of like those two moments gave me like such a dopamine hit, or, you know, it's like, I don't know, or what was the word that Jake said? We're endorphin maxing. Yes, we are endorphin maxing. Right? Okay. 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 And then, okay, we kind of, maybe that's what it is. I need to put in consummate V's first before I'm putting in the fingers. Let's see, if drawing traditional, is it considered a hands-on approach? Especially today, drawing is definitely hands-on. Because there's a woman that I follow, and she's an art teacher, and one of the things that frustrates her so much about teaching, about what she's doing, you know, is that like all the kids in her class, they're all addicted to their iPads, right? And she finds that incredibly frustrating because she's trying to get them to learn how to sketch in a sketchbook. because it's like, it's the thing that I said at the beginning of the show, and especially with using a pen to do this, is that it removes all the options you have, right? It's like you narrow down all your options to just whatever it is ends up on the paper, and whatever line you put down, that's it. There is no undo, there is no erasing. It's like if you're using a pencil, it's like you're kind of forcing your brain to learn the right lines to put down. Like, you're kind of like economizing your thought process, right? It was the reason why I didn't want to do this digitally, this exercise digitally, right? And again, everything looks better on the screen, but it looks like ass on paper. But I don't know. So what she was talking about is when you draw on paper, when you use traditional media, right? When you don't have an undo button, you don't have it's like, oh yeah, Jake says, I feel sorry for those who've never mastered the art of ghost lines with ink pens. No, really, I remember doing that like all the time. We would go to they would tell us to go to the museum, draw whatever's there, and I really don't remember them saying use a pen. I just remember using a pen because it was one, convenient, because you just needed to bring a pen, because then you didn't have to worry about an eraser or anything, right? And then not only that, but there's something, if you do it, you also learn how to really control pressure, control the pressure in your hand, because it's like you don't have a choice, right? It's like, it's like, cause it's like, you have to go really, really light with the construction lines, as light as you can, right? And then you can start darkening stuff up, or whatever I'm doing here. What am I? It's like I'm not even doing anything, right? But it's like, it's like you had to kind of like. What's funny is that ballpoint pen. This is a gel pen, and I think it kind of like gives me the same line no matter how. Let me see. Do I have a ballpoint pen here somewhere? Oh yeah, I think I do. All right. So like, okay, so here's a ballpoint pen, right? So yeah, you see, with a ballpoint pen, you're able to get like a different you're able to get your construction lines. You're able to get your construction lines, right? And then it's like, let me demonstrate what Jake is talking about for those of you who aren't familiar, right? So if you use a ballpoint pen, right? So you control your pressure, right? If you control your hand, right? You get like these really nice light construction lines, right? Right. So, you're able to just like literally just sketch out you're able to like just get really, really light construction lines here, right? Right. Okay. And of course, like the lighter your touch, the more, you're able to work in your construction lines here, right? So like I'm looking at this. So I'm looking at this, right? Just because, I'm basic, right? So, so where, right? Right. So you have your construction lines, right? So, okay. So you have your construction lines, right? And then, right? And then just by changing the pressure of your hand, right? Right? You can start going in. Right? You can start going in. Right? You know, and this is why I would just take a pen to the museum, because you do it right and you don't need to use an eraser. You know, and even if you do make a mistake, you're just forced to run with it, right? Right? You know, so it's like, so even, you know, so even like I feel for this teacher who says that, oh, like she had a student quit her class because her iPad broke and she couldn't draw without an iPad. And the teacher was like, what are you talking about? Of course you can draw without your iPad. And the girl was like, no, it's like, I can't. And I think also a lot of that has to do with, you know, yeah, it's like just drawing straight like this requires you to commit to your lines. And I think what it is that these kids, they're so terrified of making mistakes that, you know, for some, you know, and it's like, and I think that has a lot to do with, you know, oh, if you're not good at something the first time around, then it's like, I really do think that has something to do with monetization, though. I really do. That if you're not good at something immediately, it's not worth doing. And I think it has, and I really do think that there's like kind of like the subtext that's like, if you're not good at it immediately, you can't monetize it. One, which I think is kind of like a shit idea to get stuck in your head. You know, because it's like not everything needs to be monetized, you know? But it's like, yeah, I really, that's just a theory of mine. You know, that's just a theory of mine, that I think that that's why these kids have so much anxiety about learning art, because yeah, it's a practice. You know, there is nobody came out of the womb, you know, and not even Michelangelo came out of the womb Michelangelo, right? Not even Leonardo da Vinci came out of the womb Leonardo da Vinci. Now it's like, is there this, you know, is there an advantage that something like talent gives a person? I think so. Yeah, absolutely. All talent does is give you a head start. But in the end, you still have to work at it. You know, you still have to practice. You know, it's like there is no not practicing. And I think that also that's what people kind of miss the point with, but you know what? No, it's like the average person, that's what the average person misses the point about AI, that it's like that it's solving a problem that doesn't exist. You know, it's like, it's the practice is the point, not the final result. Because I'm sure I must have spoken about this before, that I think that the reason why we don't get that endorphin hit, or that dopamine hit, or whatever hormone you need at that moment, when we accomplish a task, it's because that was always going to be the final result. You know what I mean? That was always going to be the final result. So it didn't need to do like that's not the that was the like the final point wasn't the important part that your body felt needed the rush. It's the process to that final point to keep you going there. I mean, yeah, it's like the theory needs a little work. Actually, it's more of a hypothesis. It needs a little work. But that's, that's what I think is, it's like, because it's like, look, is this looking kind of janky? Yeah, it is, but that's kind of not the point. It's been a while since I've drawn like this with a ballpoint pen. I was doing it all the time when I was in school. Because like I said, it was a lot easier. I mean, when you just have to take, you just tuck this right here and you're good to go. But yeah, I think that's so that's what she was saying, that it's like drawing on paper removes most of your options and you start thinking differently as to how you're going to problem solve your lines. Because in the end, it's like, yeah, it's like every line you put down. I mean, not that every line you put down is a problem, but but it's like, yeah, it's like, that's the thing with the doodle sketchbooks, right? Is it's like I draw the stuff in them, I draw the things in them without being concerned about whether they're correct or not. And I think that, and honestly, it's like I have one sketchbook full. I still have to finish filling out this sketchbook. I still have to finish this out. But the thing is, though, like everything that I drew in here, it had nothing to do with it being right. Like there's sometimes it's like, what the sketch, think of it as the sketchbook is all vibes. The sketchbook is all vibes. And sometimes that's all I'm looking for. And it's like, oh, is it is it correct? It's like I'm not concerned about things being correct in the sketchbook. Do I have anything else in there? Oh yeah, I think I haven't looked at the sketchbook in a while, so. Oh, okay, yeah. Because this I think this is the last thing that I did in here for Christmas. For Christmas. So stupid. You know, but it's like everything is like wonky, you know. It's like it's because in the end that wasn't the point. It's like everything is going to everything's going to come together when it comes together. You know, and it's like, so in the end I think that it's important for everybody to just learn how to do artwork analog to do analog artwork. You know, just to because I think also it makes it easier for you to do to convert to digital once you have you know, once you have like kind of everything worked out on paper, and then it's like you're able to appreciate the options you have on digital better because of that. Or at least that's how I felt when I started working digitally. You know, I don't know. I think I'm just kind of I'm kind of in sketching zone right now, right? It's like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I think this is also another reason why yes, doodle irresponsibly. You know, doodle irresponsibly because you know, let me use, okay, so let's go back to what we were trying to do here. Okay, where were we? Hands, right? You know, it's like, you know, but also I kind of, I don't know, maybe, you know, Patrick had said that, you know, maybe I was thinking too hard about these shapes. It's like, you know, maybe I am. You know, it's like, maybe it's just me trying to find a shortcut to doing this when there kind of isn't. That looks absolutely nothing like the hand in the photo, but oh. I don't know. I'm just pretty much, you know, oh, Mr. Rainbow. Hello, Mr. Rainbow. Well, he says, I love drawing on paper. I have not tried digital yet. I mean, there's, you know, pros and cons to it. I mean, it's like, I've known artists who never converted to digital. You know, I mean, it's not necessary, to tell you the truth. And I think that that's also another thing that, again, because the internet, you know, social media tends to kind of like give everybody a hard time. You know, where it's like, you know, it's like if you know, if you never convert to digital, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's like, in fact, what I've been seeing the trend now recently is digital artists converting to traditional media. I really do think that has a lot to do with AI and how a lot of digital artists are just being lumped in with AI, even though AI was their artwork was probably scraped to train the AI. But And a lot of digital artists are, oh, look at that. It's pretty similar to what I started with. A lot of digital artists are converting. Well, they're doing a lot more traditional media, I guess, just to show that just because they work digitally doesn't mean that they're not doing the work, which is really stupid. But nobody should be. You know what? Nobody should be thinking that, but a lot of people do. They think that, oh, digital artwork, it does the work for you. And it's like, no, it doesn't. Where do you get the idea that digital artwork is doing the work for you? It's like you watch all these process videos of even like people painting on, in Clip Studio or whatever. And it's like, and you just see like the layers and layers and layers of work that they're putting in. But then some idiot on the street's like, oh, that's the computer doing work for you. I don't know. I don't see the computer doing the work. I see the person doing the work. The computer just creates a different workflow for it. I mean, it's like, because in the end, it's all of this is just a tool. Like everything that we use to create art is a tool. In the end, that's all it is. And you learn, and the way you master a tool is by practicing. That's it's like, look, it's that's what I'm saying here. You can go to all the schools, all the art schools, right? And the art school is not there to teach you how to draw. I think that's a misconception that people have, that art school is not there. It's like you can't just take somebody who doesn't know how to draw, period. They're starting from scratch and then put them in art school, right? Well, I guess you could technically. Maybe I'm talking more about college. Art college is not really there to teach you to draw. But even then, it's like in art and design, you had to know how to draw already to even get through the test, the entry exam. So it's like, yeah, so probably it still stands. Like maybe you can get away with not having an initial talent for it, I guess would be the best way to say it. And maybe you take classes at the student art league, right? That's in Midtown, I think. Is it? I don't remember where it is. The student art league. It's near Carnegie Hall. And they have all these art classes. It's kind of like an art school, but it's not really, like, it's not an accredited school. Like, you can pay to take classes there, but it's not like you get a degree or anything. It's more like it's the student. It's more like kind of like a side thing you do. Like they have, like, if you're not going to art school, you could go to the student art league and you can get like life drawing classes there, and you can like painting classes there. So you see, yeah, this is what keeps throwing me off. It's the squish that happens depending on what position the hand is in. So, like, even if I were to say, oh, this is a square and this is a box and this is a rectangle and this is something or another, whatever shape, right? It changes. It changes. Sometimes I wonder if I struggle with this because I'm so used to like a more cartoony style, And technically what I'm trying to do here is more realism, and I'm not really that familiar with it. Like, I don't know, like I don't know, like what if I were, because my I gotta pull out these charts. Actually, do I have it? Let me see. Ugh. Let me see here. Okay, so this is the animator's survival kit. I'm wondering if they have the charts in here. Let me see. Now the thing is, though, it's like it's very wrong for me to say that it's like, oh, it's like cartoonists are not as skilled as like traditional artists, because I mean, if you've ever seen Glenn Keane's sketchbook, he was the lead animator on Beauty and the Beast. And yeah, it's like these are, it's kind of like the Picasso effect, where it's like people think that, oh, they only see the cubism and they don't see the skill that it took for him to get to that point. They just think he's a lazy artist, whatever the fuck that means. And it's like, they're doing, these are cartoonists, but they're learning how to do this. They're doing gesture drawings. They're doing life classes. Yeah, Anthony Nicholas is saying, getting the anime manga art brain to work with the traditional realistic art brain to work simultaneously is my white whale. I really do think that's learned behavior, because, well, here we go. Here's the here's a representation of what you just said, Nicholas. Let's see, pages 240. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Right. It's yeah. So here's like the cartoony version of the. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake. I know that he probably went scrambling into his bookshelf. But so it's like, I'm thinking, it's like, oh, maybe, yeah, it's like what Nicholas says. It's like the cartoonist brain and the realism is kind of conflicting, right? Where it's like, like I'm having like, oh look, here's some of the hands that we were drawing before, right? Here's some of the hands that popped up, right? But at the same time, you see, it's like, probably if like I drew hands like this, I'd have an easier time. But at the same time, it's like, is this just a shortcut for me? Is this too much of a shortcut? You know what I mean? As opposed to just like working more with the photographs. There's like I don't remember if it was a Milt Call. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so let me see. Let me put this here. Let me take out the other iconic animation book, right? Right? Iconic, right? So yeah, oh, here's interesting. Solid drawing, right? Solid drawing. The old-timers were hard-pressed to keep up with the demands of the new type of animation. More than one top man counseled the beginners, you should learn to draw as well as possible before starting to animate. Grim Natwick, whose animation career started in New York in 1924, pointed out the better you can draw, the easier it'll be for you. You have to draw the character in all positions and from every angle. And if you can't do it and have to stage it from some other angle, it's very restrictive and takes longer. Mark Davis was more philosophic a few years later. Drawing is giving a performance. An artist is an actor who is not limited by his body, only by his ability and perhaps experience. Too many of the men, old and new, were full of tricks and techniques that had looked great in cartooning school, but did nothing for them at the Disney studio. The little shadows under the toes of the shoes, the slick lines, the flashy verve of clothing, reacting to violent exertion. All of these devices that had impressed us in high school were of little use to us, were of little use anymore. Let's see. Signs were hung on many walls where the young trainees would be sure to see them. And the one we remember the best was this: does your drawing have weight, depth, and balance? A casual reminder of the basics of solid three-dimensional drawings. Men had devoted their whole lives to the mastery of these elusive principles. And here was this sign about as pretentious as the next one that says buy savings bond or pointed to the nearest exit. So, you know, because it's like there was one particular chart that Mark Davis did, I think. Oh, was it Mark Davis? No, who was the animator on 101 Dalmatians? Look, here it is. Oh, Milt Kahl. Here it is. It is Milt Kahl, The Sword in the Stone. Right? So you see, yeah, there we go. You see, it's like, you know, but just like with, they had said at the beginning, you know, near what I just read, that it's like, if you don't know the basics of what you're drawing, then even if I were to draw cartoony hands, would it look right? You know? Jesus Christ. How far the company has fallen, right? I mean, really. How far the company has fallen. You know, I think it was also 101 Dalmatians too. I don't. You know, like here, right? Like you see, like the more realistic looking sketches, and then how it starts to morph into the cartoon. So yeah, so it's like, this book is iconic for a reason. I swear to God, this book is iconic. Huh. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. So I guess, look, I mean, in the end, it's like, look, it's just you have to practice. That's what it just boils down to. Let's see. Nicholas says, simplified styles seem to actually highlight the failings of someone who doesn't get the implied physics of art. Yeah, that's what concerns me. That's what concerns me, right? It's very easy to kind of like try to use a cartoony style as kind of like a shortcut, but you still have to understand. Yeah, it's like, but if you don't know how to draw it, as we've seen here, right? If you don't quite know how it works, it doesn't look right. And I don't know. It's probably going to take me a while to like get to a point where, where it does start looking right. You know what I mean? But oh, well, so it's like here we are a little at the top of the second hour, right? So well, all I can say is that this was pretty interesting. This was a pretty interesting let's see, can I actually turn the page? Yeah, I can turn the page. Right. So here is what what I worked on so far. I don't know how your page looks on your end, but this is what we have. This is what we have so far. Well, yeah, in the end, Nicholas, that's correct. It's like, yes, Jake, keep it. Yes. I think that's the trick is like, because I think Patrick was onto something when he was saying that I was kind of, well, he had said that maybe I need to do contours first. And maybe, which I took it as overthinking, that maybe I was overthinking what I was drawing, which could be possible. I think that there's something to that. Vision by Hans P. Bacher. Oh, hold on. Let me look that up. Hold on. Vision Hans P. Oh, Vision Hans P. Bacher. What do we have here? Oh, color and composition for film. Oh, okay, very nice. Oh, Dream Worlds. Production design for animation. Oh, that's I'm looking on Amazon right now. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, okay. For those of you who are, let's see. Let me bring this back up. Oh, okay. We can shut that off. Hold on. There we go. Dream Worlds, production design for animation. And then let's see. So I saw Vision here. Color and composition for film. Ah. Ooh, very nice. Ooh, I like that. Because that's also another thing that I want to kind of study a little bit more too, is color theory. Let's see. Yeah, but oh, where's my screen? Oh, did I accidentally shut something down? Okay, hold on. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Oh, no, I brought it down. What am I talking about? There we go. Okay, so I can close that, right? Let's see. There we go. Okay. So yeah, definitely. Okay, we're definitely going to put that book in. Let's see. Add to list. Okay, there we go. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. So that's So that's also something else that I was looking into as well. Like color theory and color composition, that type of thing, because that's let's see. It's like that book will be a Bible for color study and make that Gurney book a neat complementary study. Oh, the painting, the shadows and light book. I know which book you're talking about. What's funny is that I could have sworn I had it, but I think I might have thought of buying it and then didn't. So, yeah, definitely. Now that I'm back into buying books again, because I can't trust the internet anymore. Thank you, Nicholas. I hope you and everybody else who's following along, got a little practice in, for this, got a little practice in, because in the end, it's all we can do. It's like in the end, as creators, as artists, practice is all we do. That is all we're doing. There is no we stop practicing. I mean, like even Bernie Wrightson to the very end. I mean, he did fucking Frankenstein, and you know, the artwork that he did on that, you know, was crazy, and he still felt like it's like, oh, I can do better, you know. So yeah, it's always watch out for the people who feel like they don't need to practice, that they feel like, oh, I don't need to improve, I don't need to better myself, and it's like, nah, you're missing out. You're doing yourself a disservice by thinking like that. So yeah, so here we are, a little past 2 hours. I hope everybody enjoyed enjoyed this odd. I know I had wanted to go sketch. I didn't expect it to take the full 2 hours, but you know what? You know, I think we got a lot out of this, you know, just by concentrating on that. So yeah, so for those of you who are just coming in and you want to know what the website was that I was using during the show, it's oh yeah, that's right. It is Easter. It is Easter coming up, right? So yeah, it is Easter this weekend, right? So yeah, so Jake is just wishing everybody a happy Easter, you know. So he's, you know, so yeah, so the link to the website is in the show notes. So if anybody wants to continue your practice in naughty, but technically that's what we were doing. So thank you, Mr. Rainbow. I'm glad you liked it. Yes. You know, look at that. Yes. Yes, Patrick, without even to have to join OnlyFans, right? So, yeah, so I don't know, maybe we'll try this again some other time. You know, we'll do something else. Maybe we'll draw faces, maybe, you know. Or something, but it's like, I don't know. It's like we'll definitely do this again. Well, thank you, Nicholas, for really pushing for the idea when I kind of brought it up the last time. So not bad. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like, you know, they look fine, but obviously I have a way to go, you know. So we can expressions. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Like I said, the website. What was the name of the website again? I completely forgot the name of the website. lineofaction.com, link in the show notes. They have options for everything: landscapes, figure drawing, you know, yeah, it's like it has options. So yeah, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like, you know, we'll just break up a lot of these the live streams with kind of like just sketching sessions, or we're just sitting around doing that, you know. So yeah, so there we have it. Hold on, let me poof and poof. Yeah, kind of like let's just set the stage here. So I want to thank everybody who joined me in the chat today for this 2-hour sketching class or whatever. I don't know. It was just us goofing around and doodling in our notebooks. So I hope you all got something out of it, or at least found it interesting. At least just to show you that it's like, hey, we are all not born, you know, full-bodied like Athena from Zeus's head, you know, that it's like, no, we still have to practice this. We still have to, you know, push forward, and we still have to do this. You know, so yeah, so we can all feel inadequate together. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so thank you everybody, and thank you so much to my beautiful eyeball people who hung around for the full 2 hours. No, we are not doing 15-hour live streams that hung around for the 2 hours. I hope at least, even though I was just drawing and complaining about the sketches I was doing, you were entertained by it. Maybe if you were just running this in the background, maybe you were drawing along with us, and I hope you got something out of this as well. Yes, and definitely everybody have a happy Easter as well. Have a safe Easter, and eat all that chocolate, or at least not too much. Not too. You don't want to make yourself sick, all that chocolate. But hey. But I think if you chase it with the eggs, technically that's protein. So the protein will cut the sugar. So yeah, something like that. I don't know. I need to go. That's what it is. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and my portfolio and everything that I do in upcoming campaigns, you're going to head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress updates. And remember, you can find me here on YouTube as well, on my channel at Daphne Lage Art, which again also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network for all my videos. I have 500 plus videos on my channel showing you how I do all my artwork, along with any back live streams that you missed that you can catch up on, and the vlogs as well. And you know what? And we'll see if we can continue this almost weekly trend. I still want to keep it semi-weekly in case stuff happens, but we'll try again next week to hold another live stream. So remember, join me here at 4:00 for another live stream where maybe next time I'll actually be doing some work on screen. So and yeah, let's see, where's my stuff there. Yes, and remember, you can read EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free, uploading every day, Monday through Friday. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAIL, lessonline.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but you can catch up on the latest story arc, Tears from the Mother, which is also currently uploading Monday through Friday, and will be returning to Kickstarter April 8th with the re-release of issues 1 through 5 of the story arc, plus the brand new issue 6 of this 8-issue limited series. So thank you so much again for joining me today on this show. Thank you so much. I have no quippy outro for this show. Again, if I haven't figured it out in 3 years, I don't think I'm going to, I'm going to. But in the end, all I can tell everybody is that be better today than you were yesterday. In terms of practice, in terms of everything, in terms of just how just what, that I think that's a good thing to focus on. Just be better today than you were yesterday. So there you go. There's the quippy ending. So thank you so much again, and I will see you next time.
You are all weirdos. Ugh.